Hello, everyone. It's Michelle from The Guided Intuitive, and thank you so much for being here. So, if you are a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. What we're going to do today is a intuitive read for the month of March 2020. This will be collective, all energies. So, we're just going to see what wants to come up. And I had an amazing, oh my gosh, an amazing live session that happened. And I will tell you, it was probably the best read that I've ever done. It was amazing. The energy was just really on par. And with that, my voice wasn't matching, my audio wasn't matching with my voice, right? With my mouth, I should say. And so I am doing a take two, okay? And we'll see, this could probably be even better. So we're going to check it out. So it would be so nice to have a camera crew or just even someone that can do, I mean, oh my gosh, guys, it would be so amazing. Right now, I'm the assistant and the camera person. Oh my gosh, I need help with that. So, in any event, I'm looking for an investor. Or if you know someone who's really good at that, definitely send them my way. All right. So let's jump into this. Couple quick announcements, just to let you know. We do have the Empress activation class. So this is about the Empress energy and activating that Empress energy to be able to stand up in a room, walk on in and own it. And there are certain things, it's not an ego thing, it's an internal thing, right? You just know because you know. And so there is a lot of different things that come into that. And I know a lot of us feminine, sometimes when we get into the workforce, we have that male energy that kind of really kind of takes takes the lead sometimes. And we need to learn how to reactivate that. And there's so many different things, even more than that. But I'd love to have you join us. It's a webinar. It's up here or in my description box below. Okay. And then lastly, for those of you that are looking to really make a change in their life and are deciding that this year is the year to make it happen, it's not too late. And I will tell you that there is, if you're really looking for the motivation, the clarity, the inspiration, and the accountability, and you want to really focus in on what your life's purpose is and to really hone in on that and discover what that is. I've done so much work in that area, and I'd love to be able to chat with you briefly to see if you might be a good fit. So it's up here. My discovery session is up here or my description box. That's complimentary, by the way. It just allows me to get to know you and see if it would be a good match. Okay. So, and if you are, then it could be something that we invite you in for. And so there you have it. All right. So I have a big surprise near the end. So stay until the end. Okay. Please continue to like, subscribe, and note your comments below. You'll notice I don't have a background in here. It gets delivered tomorrow. So just to let you know. All right. All right. So let's see what is going on here. What is going on? All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the collective energy, and that's what I'm gonna be working on right now. So what I want to do is find out what is the current underlying energy right now. So let's take a look at what that is for you. Okay. All right. Here it is. All right. Okay, what do we have? Stability. So what I feel right now is that there is an opportunity right now to really focus on your stability. You're really focusing, really holding on tight to your coin, or to that particular relationship or situation. Okay, this again is going to be a collective read, and it might relate to love for some of you, and it probably predominantly, but it also could be you and another side. Okay, so of a situation. So just note that. But it could be, again, this is an earth sign taking on that earth energy, and it's the Four of Pentacles, and that's just telling me that it's all about stability. You're really focused on finding and honing in on your stability right now. Okay, now it could be instability of this relationship or situation. Let's see what else wants to come out. All right, let's see what else there is. Yeah, and it's about this is interesting because then I've got the Knight of Wands, which is all about passion, moving forward. It's almost the person is moving so fast in passion that they seem to forget that they're going maybe a little bit too fast. So you don't want to fall off the horse. So if it is something that you're focused on your stability and you're going towards your passions, go a little slower, put the groundwork in, and do what it is that you need to do. This could be as it pertains to a relationship or situation. I think that some some of you have maybe come out of something. Now you want to focus on your stability as you go for your passions right now, and that passion could be a person, place, or thing. Okay. So the nights are all about that Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type energy, that fire energy, right? All right. And this is about, moving forward with passion, but also looking long term. So in this relationship or situation, this is about making sure that you put your efforts towards something that is going to make sense for you, that gives you something in return as well, just an equal energy exchange, kind of a balancing of some sort. So that's what is coming into play. Now, this is 2 of Wands, and it's still that passion, but it's looking at, the world, and then looking at, okay, I think I might have to do this a little bit differently, perhaps. What does this look like long term for me? And is this really going to bring me what it is that I want? Okay, because the focus is on stability, right? So let's see what this is here. Okay, and yeah, there is a new opportunity, a new beginning. So this is a page, and pages are about messages. And when I see this is just telling me that, hey, this is about your... What do I want to say? This is about a new enterprise, a new opportunity. There could be a message from an earth side coming through to you, but there is a new opportunity. There'll be a message of a new opportunity that's coming your way. Okay. Now, since we're mostly talking about love here, then that's kind of what I'm going to be honing in on a little bit. But it can go again, one side of a situation or another. If being with love or without the love. So just note that. So yeah, that's what I see at the Page of Pentacles. So that's the current energy. New opportunity that is at hand right now. So this is really exciting. And this is about having discernment as well, making sure that you're making the choices, just like I talked about, being discernful in love, and making sure that the choices that you make are the ones that you can live with, because you're going to have your heart to answer to on this, okay? So that's what this card is wanting to let you know. Be discernful as it relates to a relationship or situation, especially if someone is coming back, and coming back pretty fast. This is about being discernful and knowing what you want now, because you've had a chance to kind of look long term and kind of find that little bit of perspective that I was kind of bringing up there. So that's the current energy right now. What does this other person? What is it that this other person? Well, let's just focus on you first. What is it that you do not see? Okay. What is it that you do not see first? Okay. All right. And then we'll focus on the other person as well. What is it that you do not see? Let's see what this is. Okay. Okay, this is about coming to some sort of decision. So there is kind of like a standoff, and not sure which way to go. Now, there's only 2 choices, right? So it could be one way or another. So this is, really kind of being blindfolded and feeling that they have no choice, but knowing that no choice is also a decision, in anything, in a relationship or situation. So this is saying is that there could be, as it pertains to a relationship, 2 people, this is about, being at the duality and stuck in that limbo type energy. That's the yuckiest type of energy ever. Just this difficult energy. But what this is saying is that that you can't see. This is about honing in on just really looking at the situation and honing in. Could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or just taking on that energy. But this is feeling like you have no choice, but you have a choice. And what this wants you to do is to look at it with a different perspective by taking off the blindfold and then looking at point A and point B, and then option A, option B, right? And so it's just taking the emotions, the emotions. It's kind of have kind of muddled things a little bit. And so what this is saying is using your heart and your head here a little bit, using both, I believe. And that's just saying is that, yeah, so what you don't see is you don't see a solution to a situation or a relationship is what I'm finding, is that you don't see a solution. It's just kind of like this waiting game. So I don't know if you're with someone and you're just not making a decision, or you're just kind of at a standstill and you're not communicating right now. So that could be the case. Yeah, getting the rest. So maybe there's some sort of healing that needs to take place, and And also finding enlightenment from source. This is the Four of Swords, again, that Gemini, Libra, Aquarius air energy. And this tells me is that there is some rest that's necessary right now. It's also about asking the universe or your source, whatever that is for you, for assistance. You could see he's praying right there towards that. So it's about getting the rest that you need to get back and feel strong and be confident. Yellow is that solar plexus chakra, the I am, right? And this is about, right now you need to rest. Later on, you can move into that energy, but it's about getting rest from a situation, or because this takes up a lot of energy. Being in this, that type of energy takes a lot. So that's a 4, and getting your balance back, okay? And it's about persevering in a relationship or situation. Just kind of watching things happen, kind of watching, saying, I'm going to continue and get that last one, right? Because this is a 9 of Wands. So the 9 is about coming to fruition. So whatever's happening in the making a decision is coming to fruition. Whether the universe is going to come down and make it for you, or you don't make one, and there you go, that's your decision. But this is about continue to have perseverance. So it could be a perseverance on a relationship or situation. Again, this here is kind of fire energy, right? So continue to persevere, okay? Amidst all the difficulties. Yeah, continue to persevere. And then there's also what you don't see is that you've got a choice, right? So you may not feel like you have a choice or can make a choice, but this is saying is that to rid of some of the illusions, and to actually get the rest that you have here, and then when you feel great, to continue to persevere on what it is that you want, okay? Could be in the relationship or situation, okay? So what is it that you do not see? What is it here? Well, you don't see that you can, that there is an opportunity. You have a lot of choices, and it's about stretching yourself. It's about moving forward. So moving beyond what the decisions that you used to make or how you used to make them before. It wants you to kind of flip it sideways, flip it upside down, flip it the other way. Sorry for the glare there, guys. But it wants you to stretch even further, okay? And to go beyond, to try something different that you hadn't done before, and it wants you to stretch. So, stretching out, for love, stretching out, if it makes good sense to you, but it's actually just stretching out in a whole new way of doing things, right? So that is exactly what it is that you don't see. And moving forward in love with moderation. This is going to be very, very key, because you don't want to rush too fast, especially if it's someone that is coming back. This is about, these are the hummingbirds are the God's messengers of love, right? And there's 2 of them here. So it's moving forward in love with moderation, okay? So yeah, that's what it's basically talking about. They go and they pollinate and they just give love to every flower coming through. And this is saying is that, yes, there's a lot of choices out there, and if you've got an idea of what you want in your heart, what you don't see is that you can make a decision, that it is just about getting the rest that you need right now, stretching yourself, and then moving forward, but just moving forward in moderation, taking one baby step at a time, okay? So I think that's one thing that's really, really key. And anything else what you don't see, and to have gratitude for what it is that you already have in your life. So this is really key. So what you don't see is to be grateful for the love that you have, and also to stretch yourself further to go for what it is that you want, and sifting and sorting and making sure, using your head and your heart in terms of what what's illusion, what's not, but getting the balance that you need so you can make this decision. And that's what I feel. Now let's take a look at what this other person does not see. What does this other person not see as it relates to this relationship or situation? What is it? They don't see that things can really turn around, okay? So things can really turn around for you in terms of this relationship or situation. There has been a brand new cycle. There has been a cycle, and I think that's why you needed to rest and to get the enlightenment so you're able to make a solid decision. and at the very beginning, kind of using discernment. I think that this other person, what they don't see is that the opportunity that this is changing now, that the source is actually coming down and making this change of a cycle. It was beyond this person. They didn't think that things would change, but all of a sudden the cycle ends and it comes in and it does change. So what this person doesn't see is that things are changing, that there is a brand new cycle. So that is key, Wheel of Fortune. And that's all about, success, opportunity. Let's see, I got the King of Swords. Wow. So the King of Swords was someone that maybe in the past kind of cut things out. It was like a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius type energy. For some of you, perhaps, things are now changing. So now it's about using, now with the new knowledge, this person, what they don't see is that they are using their intellect and they're using their mind in terms of making their decisions. And they don't realize that once they let go, that things can actually change from them. The Wheel of Fortune is actually changing. So this is interesting. Let's see what else. Yeah, whatever was illusion, that's like I said, whatever was illusion here and was kind of standing in the way, it's going to change. Now there's been a lot more clarity, right? So a decision is easier to make now in a relationship or situation. Anything else? Now it's an opportunity to come forth. This is very slow moving, but it's only because the universe has kind of destined it that way. So it's almost feel like this person is now moving forward with a brand new opportunity. This is Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo type energy. And so it's like all of this is about slow moving, but it's very solid opportunity. So that's exactly what I see here. It's like a very, very slow opportunity that's coming through, but it's coming through nevertheless. So that's interesting. Yeah. And so it's the Knight of Pentacles. So interesting. It's, I will tell you, it's very routine oriented. This person is, just focusing on doing their own thing, right now. And what they don't see is that things are changing and the illusion is going through. And now they're making their decisions on intellect, and they're just moving forward slowly right now. This is what they want, a happy family life. This is wealth, security, and that type of thing. So, and I almost feel is that, what they don't see what they didn't see before, I should say, is that they could have this with you, is what I see. And there's like an opportunity that's coming forth, and because this person sees you as that. So this is interesting. The Wheel of Fortune is changing. So interesting. Yeah. And for some of you, it could be that they are focusing on, family, or family is getting in the way. So it was like external circumstances came into play. Unbeknownst, didn't have anything to do with each other, but it kept you from dating or kept you from moving forward, or it just external circumstance affected this relationship or situation. So note your comments below, but that's exactly what I see here. How interesting. And what else is it that what they do not see? What else? That obviously that the energy is changing, alchemy, that the energy is being transformed. So they're probably going through this right now, and they're realizing that this negative energy is now changing toward really, a beautiful, positive energy, and having an idea that is, different than maybe perhaps what they initially thought. Okay, so let's take a look at what it is that you need to know most. What is it that you need to know most? What is that, collective? There is a revision. So there's a revision of thoughts that needs to be done. So it's just a revision of thinking and of this relationship or situation. And I'm not surprised to see this, because I really believe that you've gotten the enlightenment after getting the rest and are able to make a decision, right? And using, the discernment. But I really feel that there has been some sort of rewiring in terms of a thought pattern or a situation that needed to take place, but it needed to keep you both separated in some way, because the break was a kind of like a sacred break and a sacred gap for the universe to mold and to be able to step in and to be able to bring something even better than you can ever imagine. what is important is for your soul's growth is that this is a thought process needed to change. So for some of you, that could be the case for some of you in a relationship or situation. On this side is like feel there is a revision. Now you see things differently. You see things differently than you did at least at the beginning. Now you see things a lot differently. So there's been a rewire, a revision, right? So that's what I see here. Let's see what the tarot has to say about that. Okay, so what you need to know most right now is that moving on to calmer waters, is that kind of your revision allowed you to move on to calmer waters in this relationship or situation. Okay, this is the Six of Wands. That's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius type energy, but it's moving on to calmer waters. This revision allowed you to move to calmer waters. Probably get rid of the repetition in the head of the continued thoughts, right? Yeah, it was a heartbreak. A heartbreak of a situation. Now there could, whatever it is in this relationship or situation, it's left you to real heartbreak, because I really think on this person on this other side that they cut something out. Okay, and they could have just kind of left with no reason, no answer, no nothing, and and they, again, in some way, shape, or form, that's what they did. But I think that you are moving on to calmer waters out of heartbreak. Yeah, I don't think they were coming correct with what it is that you were looking for, quite frankly. I really feel that it wasn't coming in a way that even was satisfactory. It's kind of like, come correct or don't come at all. And it's not the egotistical thing. It's kind of like the scales needed to be a little bit more balanced in this relationship or situation. And when love was coming through, I felt that it wasn't something that you saw as being of value at that time. And you really didn't see it. You were focused on, what didn't work out versus, and I think also is that unless it was balanced, you're not going to accept it anyway. So, and it doesn't have to be perfectly balanced, but it does have to have a little bit of give and take involved. I mean, that's what relationships are for, right? A little bit of give and take on both sides, a little bit of time invest and energy invest, because that's what you got to do in a relationship, right? But and it's whatever it is, there's been a revision and moving to calmer waters after a heartbreak. Okay, so what you need to know most is that you let go of this any sort of bondage or devil energy. I think you cut off any sort of if there was a third party situation, you definitely cut that off right away. It's kind of, again, I keep getting that stand correct or don't come at all. And it's not to be rude, but it's kind of like, it's almost like you've got to again, have the balancing, the investment, and sometimes you've got to step back and let the other person step forward. And if they're not stepping forward, they're able to show you who they are, right? So if you're unsure about a relationship or situation, sometimes it does take that break, which I feel was happening here in this, situation. There was a hard break immediately. And I think it was more from this side, this person did that. I don't know, because I get, really just, thinking with the head there, and I don't get a lot of emotion on this side. So I think that that's what was kind of missing. I don't know if this person was sharing emotion or not at all, but that's what I feel. Okay, we're going to jump into, because I want to find, just real quick, I'm going to go into singles and couples, but I'm only going to ask one question. So for the singles, I guess for the singles here, what is it that you are not seeing? For the singles, what is it that you are not seeing? Okay, and then I'll do it for the couples, and then I'll go right into the other stuff. So, but I just wanted to kind of highlight, if there's been singles and doubles that are here, or those in a relationship, I should say, then I wanted to address that. So for singles, what is it that you can't see? What is it that you can't see for singles? What is it? Here it is. Okay, you can't see, it's like you can't see the perspective, a different perspective, okay? I actually feel that this is actually coming around. So, when I get the Hangman, this is just telling me that, you're trying to look at different perspectives right now and gain the enlightenment. But this is by your own doing. So getting the rest, doing what it is that you need to do. But this is a major arcana card. Okay. So, when I get this, it's just telling me that So there was some sort of sacrifice that had to be given in this relationship or situation. So I don't know, singles, if you had to sacrifice this relationship so you could actually get your rest, get your healing, get out of the bondage, or something of the sort. That could have been the case. But you needed to step back and take perspective. So just what I talked about previously, stepping back so that other person is allowed to step forward, right? And then actually have them show you who they are. All right. So this is about gaining perspective. So what is it they don't see? What is it, singles, that that you don't see or you can't see? Some of you have achieved this different perspective. Some of you are not quite there yet, but I really think it's moving in the right direction. I think they're getting the perspective. Wow. It's like, what you can't see is that if you look at things from a different perspective, there's love here. Wow. This is two people coming together and declaring love. Now, for some of you singles out there, that's what I'm seeing. There's love, right, coming here. This is a Cancer, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, water type energy. You might be dealing with someone in that, or might have that in your birth chart. But this is seeing things, really, quite frankly. What you don't see is that there is a different perspective. And with that revision, that there, that we talked about previously, that there's an opportunity for love, quite frankly. And so this is interesting because the Two of Cups talk about duality. There is a partnership and some sort of a deep attraction for this person, in this relationship or situation. So that's exactly what I see here. And that's what you're not seeing, that different perspective in this relationship or situation. So for those singles right there, it's not really seeing that. Let me just pull another card up, the Two of Cups. What is that? Emperor. This is interesting. This is playing out almost like when I did the live, and this is talking about, I don't think that this person could, right now, I don't think this person actually saw you who you really, really are. And they've actually taken some sort of perspective. They're not used to dealing perhaps with someone like you. And that's kind of what was coming into play. This is a stable, solid, right? Makes, it's about celerity, making decisions, and having the control, right? And so, and sometimes it's about, letting go of control. Okay. So one of you may have had more control than the other, and it was about kind of letting it go. It's like you can't control things, because in this, what I'm talking about here, for those of you I'm talking about that resonate with this is a divine thing. It was divine timing, a closing of cycles and external circumstances that came into play with this, that affected this relationship or situation. So, I got the Emperor here. So how interesting. Yeah, it's that real structure and solidity, right? But I think this person, well, let me pull another card. I'm going to see what else. I'm going to pull one more tarot on this and see what wants to come out for singles. What you can't see. That it's come to an end. Okay, good. Okay, so this is enough of doing all the burden yourself. You don't have to do it all yourself. This is coming to fruition. It's a 10 of Wands, that fire type energy. You might have that fire energy within your chart or the other person, but you're not doing it yourself. You're not going to do it all yourself. And then you want it takes two, which means that it's about taking another, perspective about it. So that could be in this relationship or situation right now. Anything else that wants to come through what you don't see? Yeah, this is about continue to manifest on what it is that you want. Within the relationship or situation, it wants you to look to manifest. The spirit's on your side. There is spiritual maturity, and it's almost like it's in the taking place as it pertains to this dragonfly that's on this person's back. And it's about getting wings to fly. And it's about, because you've matured spiritually, you're able to manifest what you want and see things from a new perspective towards the sun, right? And that's what I see here. So there has been a lot of spiritual maturity. Continue to focus in on what it is that you want. And that's going to be very, very key. And expect it, okay? Expect it. And keep your eyes towards that you're not going to settle, right, for having to do this all yourself. And you do want that equal give and take, within this relationship or situation. Okay, so that's exactly what I see here for you singles. Anything else? Yeah, it's about taking reflection as it pertains to the love. So it's reflecting on this, right? And even though there's a cup of love that's coming your way, which I truly believe that it is, this is about reflecting on it, not jumping right away into it. Okay, you're going to reflect on this, situation or relationship, so you can determine what it is that you want in love, and then determine: do you want to do this together? And are you going to forgive in this relationship or situation and move on to higher ground, with all the past, that part behind you? And that is a choice, right? Forgiveness is for you first, and then of course it's for the other person. But it's about, you can't move forward on anything together in passion and love, unless this exists. You can't build on something together, because it'll still go back to, the past, and that kind of control type stuff. So, excuse me. So that's what this is talking about. So yeah, it's like forgiveness is going to be key if you want to move in that next direction. Okay. All right. So that's what I see here. We'll go into those that are couples. Okay. What is it that the couples cannot see right now? What is it, if you're in a couple relationship, what is it that you cannot see? What is that? Wow. Okay. So this here is that what you can't see is that, that there has been some, perhaps some deception in a relationship or situation. And maybe you don't want to see it, but you see it, but you don't want to see it. Now, it could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That's that type of energy, or someone taking on that energy. But it's kind of like someone doing something and then looking behind their back to make sure that no one saw them do it. So there's been some sort of deceit, and what they and this is about, it's a 7 card, and 7s are all about faith, that that there's no betrayal or deception. So let's continue. Let's clarify, what is the 7 of Swords here? What is the 7 of Swords? Whoa, that popped out. Let's see here it is. Whoa. Okay, so this is the Tower card, right? So something came to an end because of deception. Now, this has to do with the couples, okay? For those of you, there's been some sort of deception, all right? So the Tower came down. Remember, it's kind of like this happened. This had to happen this way. And I think if a decision wasn't going to be made in one way or another, the divine came in and made a decision. So this was an ending. Because of some sort of deception in a relationship or situation. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through here for you. And then standing in the Queen of Wands, your all sexy self. This is about very entrepreneur. She is very what's the word that I want to say? She's very, has big influence, very very a lot of vibrancy, a lot of exuberance, very spiritual as well, and very confident. Her face is always towards the sun with that sunflower in her hand. And this is, I think, that is taking on that fire energy, that the couple, the feminine in this, I almost feel is kind of taking on that fire energy. And I say this only because it depicts in the card, but I just, whoever in this relationship is kind of taking on the exuberance, that energy, that vibrancy, and is spiritual as well, and focusing on and having lots of confidence in moving forward. It's like, I'm not going to put up with this deception, so things are going to come to an end. Okay, so it could be that way for some of you in the couple situation. Queen of Wands. Yeah, and I feel that you're taking on that energy, and then all of a sudden there's a knight that comes in, very passionate, right? And it's a knight, right? But it's a message. So the knights are about, this, they're moving very, very fast towards you. So there's someone with a lot of passion that's moving fast for you, and you felt that it came to an end because of sneaky behavior. And you're not going to put up with that. But here this person comes. So let's see, what is this Knight of Swords? Let's see what this, let me clarify this. What does that look like? Here it is. Yeah, it's like you feel that this person was maybe balancing a couple other people, two people at the same time. So then you're a little bit apprehensive of any sort of deception moving forward. Now, this has to do with couples, okay? So it's about balancing, okay? So what else do couples, what they can't see? What they can't see? Wow. That it might have to do something connected to the emotions, okay? This is in the sea of emotions, that this situation or this relationship is deep in emotion. There's a lot of emotion here. And there is, yeah, there is like, it's like a, huh, it's like it's heartfelt emotion because it's all green that goes with the heart chakra. So what you don't see is that there is a very strong emotional connection with this person. And it could have an emotional connection with childhood, but what you don't see is that right now you need the space right now. It's about taking the space. So it's like, I don't think that you guys are together right now. I think there is some space between you, in order to get the emotions in check, right? To get the emotions in check and to figure out what all this is, your underwater in emotions, and to clarify, and to get balanced after the tower type situation. Okay, so that's what I see for the couples in there. So that's what I see coming through. Yeah, and then I get persistence. So I don't think this person wants to give up on you. He's got a lot of passion towards you. There's a heart in the middle of the tree. I think there's a lot of persistence, but this is about persistence if you also want the relationship to work or not. But yeah, it was a balancing. It's about, persistence, in continuously moving forward after the realization. Okay, so that's what I see. If the realization is a new fresh energy, right? And it's kind of like you either continue in this situation, because this person is going to come back around, is what I feel. But after this realization, you have to question yourself: do I want to persist in that too? For some of you there. So let's go ahead and take a look at why this person likes you. Okay, so why this person likes you. Okay, back to the collective again. Still the collective. I just kind of poked. I just pointed out singles and those in a relationship real quick. So how does this? Why does this person like you? Because they see stability with you. They still, they can have a happily ever after, a happy family life, right? This is the 4. It's about stability. This is about harmony, home, and marriage. They see a future with you. That's why they do. They see something solid with you, okay? And so that's what the person likes you. Yeah. And they feel that you really get it. It's kind of getting out of the 9 of Swords. That gets them out of their head and ruminating, right? It's kind of like, and they've kind of let this go, and they're focusing on this. It's kind of like, this is what it was before, and now they see this. What is this 9 of Swords? This is, of course, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius type energy, but it's that air energy. Yeah, this is about no more of this. This is what they're looking for, and they're focusing on a new beginning here. And they see this, they see the 4 of Wands, of someone that they could really have a family and a marriage with, So that's what I'm seeing here. How interesting. That's how that person likes you. They're getting clarity. They're getting clarity on this relationship or situation, guys. That's what's happening. So they're getting clarity on this, and that's what I see coming through. Wow, that's crazy. So you guys, I'm going to end this right here. I've been going way over. Okay, so that's exactly what I see. So that kind of gives you a pretty good idea. I do want to make one quick announcement, and that announcement is this. I'm going to continue to do a lot more quality type work, and that's what I really want to focus on. So I've actually started my own membership site, and you're going to see that in the description box below. So please do go ahead and check that out. It is about, there's lots of different tiers within there. It is on Patreon, but what I want to do is to do a lot more meditations. I do want to add in some, a little bit of hypnotherapy, NLP for mindset change. And I'm reaching out for your help in this. I would love to have you aboard and help go through this journey together, and I would love just to have you there. So if you want to, please go check it out. Do check it out and see if there's a tier that speaks to you, because I'll be doing weeklies on there. I'll be doing the monthlies on there, and I'll be doing some visualizations. So do check it out. It's all in there. Okay. So lots of love, sending it your way, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, namaste.